all we want to do as moms is to protect our children, to protect them from the world. Every parent just wants to protect their child from judgment, from unkindness, and from ignorance. Whether you're Beyonce or just a regular mom like myself, that instinct is universal. Hey loves! So I was scrolling through TikTok as you do, and this particular video caught my attention. I'm going to play it for you in a moment. It sparked a lot of reaction in the comment section, mostly centered around Beyonce's daughter Rumi, one of her 7-year-old twins. But before we dive in, if you are new here and you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do that. I would love to have you join this community. Now let's get into the video.
Today is a big day because my mother, who worked so hard on her book, she has the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller. Everybody please say, congratulations, Mama T. 1, 2, 3.
Here we see a very touching moment where we see Beyonce with her 2 daughters Blue Ivy and Rumi, and her mum Tina joins her on stage. To me, this was such a beautiful generational moment. You have the mother, the daughters and the grandmother all up on stage. And Beyonce took that opportunity to honor her mum's memoir, Matriarch, which recently became a New York Times bestseller. Wow, powerful stuff. Now let me say this, I'm not a Beyonce fan, I don't listen to her music. However, while scrolling through TikTok, this video stopped me in my tracks. As a mother myself, seeing those 3 generations on stage really moved me. It was a loving moment. The love, the presence and the unity, it was genuinely beautiful. But the comments quickly shifted focus. A lot of people began discussing Rumi, specifically questioning whether she might be on the autism spectrum. Some were sharing their thoughts based on observations, so what they've observed in this video I've just played.
I'm going to say something, and I really don't care if people agree, and what I'm about to say is not a dig, because saying somebody has autism is not an insult. And no, I'm not diagnosing anybody, but all I'm going to say is my son has autism, and Rumi Carter acts just like my son. At least the clips I've seen of her. She waves all the time. That's not a problem. I'm not saying if she's waving or she's joyful that those are traits of autism. But like even how when she gets really excited on stage, she'll hug her mom. My son does that. And it's because it's like they just get filled with so much joy and excitement. They just have to get it out. And I've seen people's comments of like, Rumi acts like she's meeting Beyonce for the first time. Like, you know, every night she's on stage or whatever. And it's not that. It's just she has a lot of energy and joy and love, and so she has to like hug to kind of get it out. My son does that.
And others push back on those observations and those thoughts.
I had somebody ask me today if I think Rumi Carter is autistic. It took everything in me to choose the right words because, mind you, I was at work. But are y'all cool? I don't think y'all cool for real. We gotta ask another question because there's no way that this is the topic of discussion. Maybe she's just an excited kid. And even if she is autistic, who are you to be trying to figure that out or diagnose that baby? Like, y'all need to shut up.
Their argument being that no one should be diagnosing a child from a few seconds of video. And honestly, both sides have a point. I'll be real with you, and a number of people might not like this opinion. When I watched it, I did notice behaviors that reminded me of children that I know who are on the spectrum. And I say this from a place of love and familiarity, having closely supported children with autism. But would I ever post that observation in the comments? Absolutely not. No way. It's okay to observe something and keep it to yourself. It's not everything you see that you must say, particularly when it's not your business to say it. However, these comments were in the comment section and you can't help what people say and don't say. Once you put your children out there, you're open to criticisms, you're open to comments, whether you like it or not. It's not something I'll comment on because it's not my place and it's not my business, to be perfectly honest. But when you do put yourself out there, you have no control over the comments people put. Even me as a content creator, I have no control over the comments people leave, and there's nothing you can do about that. It's a free world and people are allowed to speak. And while many weren't being malicious, it's a delicate conversation and it should be handled with care. The bigger conversation for me is this. So what if a child is on the spectrum? I'm not necessarily talking about Rumi here. I just wanted to use this situation to spark this conversation. So what if a child is on the spectrum?
And if Beyonce's daughter Rumi is autistic, so what? The world keeps spinning. She looks like a happy child, well taken care of.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. We need to normalize neurodiversity in our society. Neurodiversity is a word used to explain the unique ways that people's brains work. Being neurodivergent means having a brain that works differently from the average or neurotypical person. We need to build a world that is more kind and inclusive and safe for all children, especially for those who may need more understanding and support. One of the greatest fears for parents of neurodivergent kids is not their child's diagnosis. No, that's not their greatest fear. Their greatest fear is how the world will treat them. Will they be accepted? Will they be safe? And will they be understood? Whilst doing the research for this video, it really broke my heart when I came across a vile tweet from Kanye West referring to Beyonce's twins in an incredibly disrespectful way. I had not seen the tweet before. Honestly, I'm not fans of these people, so I do not follow what they do, what they say. I do not follow it. However, like I said, whilst researching for this, I stumbled upon this tweet. And honestly, guys, I was shocked and I was disgusted. I'll play this video I stumbled upon so you can see what he said.
Kanye West throws slurs at Beyonce and Jay-Z's two youngest kids. Ye went on Twitter with a reckless post questioning the twins' mental capacity, using offensive language that had everybody side-eyeing their screens. And if that wasn't wild enough, he doubled down, saying having kids with disabilities is a choice, and even dared Twitter to take his post down. After facing immediate backlash, Kanye tried to switch gears, claiming he actually loves Jay-Z, but has always felt like the black sheep of the industry. He also brought up old wounds, mentioning how Jay and B skipped his 2014 wedding to Kim Kardashian and how Jay recently picked Kendrick Lamar over him for the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show.
Kanye West, having kids with disability is not a choice. It's really not. No parent decides they want a child with disability. No woman has control over that. Once conception happens, everything that happens internally, no woman has control over that. And the amount of women that feel bad and always feel that they could have done better in order for their children not to end up with some form of disability. A lot of women live with that guilt. They always feel like, maybe if I had taken this medication, if I had eaten better, maybe if I had rested better, this wouldn't have happened. Women already feel guilty, and oftentimes, most times, there's nothing they could have done. They have no control over it. And for him to say that you have a choice, Kanye West, no, you do not have a choice. And it's funny because this is someone that's wearing Jesus is King. That's not a very Christ-like attitude. If you have problems with the parents, if you have beef with the parents, with an adult, you take it out with the adults, but you do not bring children into it. And if you're like that as well, you have a problem with a friend, don't drag your kids into it. Just don't. It's not nice. It's really not. And it's immature. The language he used in that tweet to describe the twins is cruel and completely unacceptable. So maybe, just maybe, Beyonce bringing her daughter out on stage, bringing Rumi out on stage, is her way of saying, this is my daughter, I'm proud of her, and I love her. and I'm not hiding her from the world. It could be. It could be in response to Kanye's tweet. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. And it's a shame that she had to be pushed to do that, if that is the case. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Good on you, Beyonce. No one should come after anyone's child. No one. You can't create a human being. So who are you to talk down on that human being? Who are you to use abusive words to describe that human being that you cannot create? Watching her on that stage, Beyonce was calm, graceful, and loving. Just being a mom. And the song she was performing, Protector, says it all. The lyric says,
Even though I know someday you won't shine on your own, I will be a protector. Yeah. Even though I know someday you won't shine on your own, I will be a protector. Wanna be a protector.
I will be your protector. Even though I know someday you will shine on your own, I will be your protector. And that is a crucial message. All we want to do as moms is to protect our children, to protect them from the world, to shield them as much as we can. We know someday they're going to shine on their own. We know someday they're going to be independent. But what we long for is just to protect our little babies, our children, for as long as possible. And that I can relate with Beyonce on. Every parent just wants to protect their child from judgment, from unkindness, and from ignorance. Whether you're Beyonce or just a regular mom like myself, that instinct is universal. Another comment in the comment section was people saying that Beyonce needs to come out and own it. She needs to come out and address the issue. And I actually saw a video where another woman was saying that Beyonce's fans want her to come out and address this issue. Let's take a look at this video.
But the fans just want Beyonce to come out and tell the truth about what's going on with her children and be an advocate for whatever issues might be.
So Kanye been out here wilding. Now they trying to say that he got his information on the twins from me. I said, leave me out of this. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I heard, from a source that was close to the Carters what's going on with the twins, but I ain't never really said nothing.
They've released a few photos, to be fair. Some photos have come out. Rumi did go to the Super Bowl. It's I'm in the Beehive. I love Beehive. I love Beyonce. But based on certain things that have come out, people are drawing conclusions about the twins. At a certain point, people thought the little boy was unalived, because they hadn't seen him in so long. There has been photos and things that have come out, and people are drawing conclusions based upon recent appearances. Let's just keep it 100,
What are your conclusions?
I'm just saying, to be fair, to be in social media world, and the things that I've read, the comments that I've read is more so something along the line that there's some things the twins might have some kind of issue, but the fans just want Beyonce to come out and tell the truth about what's going on with her children and be an advocate for whatever said issues might be, whatever it is. They just want her to come out and be a voice for it versus trying to hide them, lock them in a room, act like they don't exist no more. You know what I'm saying? So that seems to be more so the tone, it's assumptions of what's going on, but the people just feel like they want her to keep it 100. And if there is something wrong, look at Alexa Sky, for example. Just seen a video with her today talking about her child and having cerebral palsy and how she wasn't born with it, but it's something that happened and she can get better with it. And she is not hiding Lele from the world. She's bringing light to it and their journey and showing that her child can still have a life, even though she has, some issues or whatever, but she's not ashamed of it. And people actually respect and love her for being honest about the journey of what she's going with her kid. I feel like because it's Beyonce or whatever, the world wants her to acknowledge what's going on and be a voice as opposed to, making it a secret and a guessing game. it's just a weird time. People are making kids in labs now. People is putting this together and that together and making this and putting it back in and putting it in another person. And it's just a lot going on with science and having kids. And I just don't know if everything's coming out like 100 no more.
Right, so she's saying that the fans want Beyonce to come out and address this issue and be an advocate. So let's see what some of the fans are saying in the comment section. Someone says, it's none of our damn business about her kids. No, the fans don't. The fans want to respect the children's privacy. She don't have to be an advocate if she don't want to. Leave people and their children alone. Which fans? Because I know it ain't the Bayhive. Beyonce's fans don't care about what her kids have. Only the critics that are obsessed with her not being perfect want to know her imperfections. The real fans do not care about Beyonce's kids. So here's my take to those who are saying Beyonce needs to speak out and advocate. Look, the truth of the matter is that she owes no one an explanation. She owes no one anything. This lady mentions in her video that the fans would like to know. Well, we've seen the fans comment. She also goes on to mention Alexis Sky and talks about how she shared, in her words, how Alexis Sky has shared her journey. And that's it right there, her journey. It's her journey and she's entitled to share it or not share it. Likewise, Beyonce is on her journey and it's up to her what she does on her journey. It's not our journey. And it's not for us to tell people what to do when it comes to their children and sharing private, confidential, medical information. She doesn't owe that to the world. Yes, she has influence, and yes, it will be powerful if she chose to advocate with children with special needs, if that is the case. But it's her choice. It's her choice. Like, seriously, if that's the case, if Rumi is on the spectrum, if Beyonce is a mum first, and she may still be navigating this journey privately and may want to keep it like that, let's allow her that space. And not just Beyonce, even when we have friends, people we see in our everyday life, they owe us no explanation. Rather, it's for us to be there for them when they need us. But they owe us no explanation as to their children's condition. It's their private journey. Another thing I saw in the comment sections were a number of people talking about Tina Knowles and the way she moved Rumi out of the way. Some comments said that Beyonce's mom was harsh towards Rumi during that moment. But honestly, look, I really don't think she was. My mom is an amazing, awesome grandmother. And I can guarantee, and my children love my mom as a grandma. She goes above and beyond for my kids, like literally spoils them. But I can 100% guarantee if that was me up on that stage and I was speaking, I was talking, and my child was interrupting me, I know for a fact my mum would nicely move that child out of the way so that I can get my message across. I didn't see anything wrong with what Tina did. I know my mum would do exactly the same. Especially if I was talking about her, she'd be like, clear out of the way because your mum's talking about me. You're not getting in the way. No, I'm joking. But all jokes aside, I do not think she was being harsh. She only wanted Beyonce to get her message out. That is all. I'm sure Grandma Tina Knowles is an amazing grandmother and does a good job taking care of her grandchildren like most grandparents do. I'm sure she's incredibly loving behind the scenes. At the end of the day, guys, these children, all children, deserve to be seen, respected, and embraced without being put under a microscope. Let children be children. Let's work towards a world where neurodiversity isn't met with suspicion or a spectacle, but with acceptance and love. Anyways, guys, so if you've enjoyed this kind of heartfelt commentary and want more real talk like this, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you are notified when my next video is up. Till next time, guys, take care. Bye.